That
moment you land something on someone right as you're about to go live.
Hello, everyone. Hi,
Hey everyone.
back to part 5 of Conversations of a Phoenix. I'm very excited what will come up today.
Yeah, welcome, welcome. And we're doing these, like we said before, we're doing these calls because we're leading up to this beautiful retreat that we've created, the birth of the Phoenix. We are talking about this Conversations of a Phoenix Sacred Circle that we will do monthly, but also just because we want to have these conversations so that people can be part of them. And the conversations that we're having are the kind of conversations that we have all the time, which is pretty special. I'm just going to pull this down here. So I'm going to kick it right off because I've been feeling right before I came on the call. I thought, oh, I have to pull a card, have to pull a card. So I've got these. They are the oh, divine feminine cards. And I'm not going to ask any question. I'm just going to see what comes out.
Hmm. What's the energy for?
Yeah. Rather than, oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We have, mm, there's 5 that just fell out. Okay. Let's see. And these are cool cards because you don't actually have to read because they're pretty self-explanatory, I think. So I don't know how to pronounce this chick's name. Yeshe Sogyal, Tsogyal, Lady of the Lotus Born. Embodiment is the deepest bliss. My body was made for enlightenment. I mean, I think that's pretty cool.
Mm.
And when you think about it in real terms, my body was made for enlightenment. It's like the physical representation of the lessons that we get that we have to allow through us so that we can take them in and implement them and integrate them and then become the learning from them. And I think people don't do the becoming part. They sometimes they don't even see the lesson, and that is what it is. But when you see the lesson and you look at it and you go, oh, yeah, that's definitely an interesting lesson. That's for me. I must do something about it. And then you don't, you're missing out on your body being made for enlightenment. You're missing out on the fullness that that brings with it.
Yeah, I think we tend to keep stuck in our in the part with the mind.
Mm,
We're thinking about it. What is it? What is the lesson? What can we do? What can we change? What patterns are behind it? But then all the wounds, the traumas, everything that happened to us stays in our body,
yeah,
and it stays in some parts, and there is density in these parts,
yeah,
and it just waits to be released. This energy that got stuck in your body, it waits to get released. um, that's why in every sort of healing you do, we always need to integrate our body.
mm. And when people say I feel stuck, that's because they're not letting the lesson flow through them. They're stopping it because sometimes it can be scary. Sometimes the lesson that you're receiving is the worst feeling, not a nice experience, doesn't feel good. So you stop it. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to talk about it, but I'm not going to feel it. I'm going to feel it, but I'm not going to let it like down into my core.
And the more we stop it, the more we armor ourselves, and
Yeah.
the more dense and stuck we get in our bodies. And well, the thing is, we've never learned that it's so important to process the emotions that got stuck, that we
Yeah.
didn't have the chance at the time when it happened. It might have been just so overwhelming for us that we couldn't process that emotion in that moment. So
Yeah.
it it was somewhere held in our bodies, waiting for the moment when it was safe enough to come up again.
Yeah.
And we've never learned to process, so we keep it stuck down because it might be so painful. We don't want to go there again because we've already been there and it was terrible.
Mm,
But if we have safe places, if we feel safe, then we can go there again.
mm.
And when we go there and just feel the emotion and go through it and feel it in your body and move your body at the same time, like
Yeah.
shouting or just wildly dancing or throwing pillows, whatever. It's so important to move your body at the same time.
I'm a big fan of breaking cups. There's been a lot of
The
broken
nice
cups
one.
against the black wall of my house. But the other thing as well that I find really cool is, and I remember, I don't know, it must have been maybe 9 or 10 years ago, when somebody said, and I can't even remember, no, I can remember who it was, said, yeah, but you're not in the situation anymore. So the situation that gave you the lesson that made you afraid to allow it to go through isn't where you are anymore. So, something really cool that people aren't taught ever is that in that moment where you're in a secure space now and you can feel the feelings, you can actually take that feeling out and you can fully feel it because you're not in the situation anymore. So, it's not going to hurt you, it's not going to freeze you, it's not going to kill you, it's not going to harm you. So, you can take that out and you can go, oh my God, I remember when that happened. That was really bad. I remember how I felt. I remember where I was. I remember who I spoke to. I remember the people involved. It was terrible. And I'm not there now. So what is the lesson in that? And I don't think we give people enough credit. So psychologists have been telling us who we are and how to be for a very, very long time, even in marketing, right? So in marketing, you can't listen to a video for any longer than 3 seconds. What? Stop it. Don't tell me what I can and can't do. You have an attention span that is shorter than 30 seconds. What? Stop. And
Like
this is
everyone is the
continual.
same. See, like everyone is the same.
Yeah. And so when you're told something often enough, people start to believe it. And that doesn't make people stupid. It makes the conditioning really good, like really on point. So for somebody else to come along, like you and me, or the people who do the kind of work that we do, and say, no, psychologists are not right. You are the one with the wisdom inside yourself. You can listen to a video for 2 hours if you so feel like it. You have the attention span that you choose to have. You can take out all of your feelings and you can roll them around in your fingers and you can do whatever you want with them and you can put them back wherever you want. You don't have to listen to the rules and the regulations that somebody else is putting upon you. You get to make your own. Healing gets to be so much better and more colorful. Not easy when you're living by the truth of the matter rather than the truth of someone else's matter.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Mm.
coming back to the point again. Like our inner, there's all the wisdom that we need and have is
All of it.
inside of us. We just
Yeah.
need to be reawakened and we just have to be reminded
Mm.
that it is.
Someone shines a little light. Here, look, look there. Look in that part.
Mhm.
The next one is the Mystic of Peace. And she's pretty cool. I love the color of this card. So vibrant.
Mhm.
I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. Mm. Yeah, I have to say, so dealing with the situation that I dealt with yesterday, something really interesting came up. So I was sitting on a wall and I was in the midst of this madness, and I knew that I had to be a support, right? My role was the bring the level of peace and calm that was needed and then support the person who needed it. Not because I'm trying to be a peacemaker from a place of good girlitis, but because naturally I really enjoy that place of bringing something back to a level that everybody understands and then supporting those who need to be supported because I can see the bigger picture. But I'm also human. So in the middle of it all, I'm sitting on the wall and I could feel my temper. I could feel it. And I had to look away a few times. I was trying not to smirk because I could feel what was coming up inside me. And in that moment, I just said, all right, God, I can't do this on my own. I can't do this on my own. I need your help. I need you to be here with me in this moment and support me while I support the person who needs it. So can you do that? And the level of peace that I felt in that moment was exceptional. And when I lay in my bed last night and I was thinking about it, and I thought, that's an incredible feeling to be able to talk to someone who's there but not there and feel fully supported in a moment where you truly need it. That's a level of surrender I don't think I've ever allowed myself to experience before. So, yeah, I am peace. When my mind is clear, the way is clear. And God definitely helps.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you for the story.
Mm,
It is this, we are not alone.
yeah,
We can always ask for help. It's just it's just a question, do we have enough faith?
yeah,
Do we trust enough that there is help out there? Because all our life we've been told we're on our own,
mm,
separate. And this is just so beautiful, no? To have someone asking and then you feel it. You feel the peace instantly.
yeah, yeah. It was awesome. God's awesome. The next one's Freya, the goddess of discernment. I just love that word. I love discernment. Um, I spend my time wisely. I'm just going to stop for a second because two things are happening. I just want to address the fact that I may be going blind and may need to go to Specsavers to get some glasses, but I am refusing because I am only 44. And also, I'm in the middle of a full-on hot flush and it is covering my entire body and it's wild. Okay, back to Freya. I spend my time wisely. I only say yes when it's a holy hell yes. Yeah, I like that.
Wow, that's a big one. That goes quite well with the conversation we had before before we started. Um, hmm. Yeah, choosing wholeheartedly what we want to, where we want to stay, in which situations we want to stay or not.
Mm.
Hmm.
And I think that holy yes is really important. It adds another level. So
Exactly. And if the holy yes is not there, it's wrong.
it's a no. It's just a no.
It's not a full yes, it's a no.
And but it's
No,
more
so
than
let's
the full.
try again.
Yeah, it's more than the full yes. It's so you know people say, did you have a full body yes? Yeah, okay, so I've had those. But I think that word holy, I love the use of the Holy Trinity, but I think the use of the word holy, it's a holy yes. And as a play on words, it's a holy, WHOLE apostrophe Y plus it's a HOLY. There's an elevated level to that yes. There's no doubt. There's absolute certainty. There's pure trust. There's intuition. There's wisdom. There's inner guidance. It's absolute.
And that again needs listening inside.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Stillness. I wrote a piece the other day asking people, could they just be still? And obviously there was humor in it because I was saying to them, not still like a psychopath, trying to think who your next victim is, but also kind of because you're your next victim. You have to be willing to sit with yourself. And well, you don't have to do anything, but when you start doing this kind of work, you do. You sit with yourself in complete silence, not doing breath work or meditation or mantras or visualizations or anything. You just sit there like a psycho in the quiet until you can hear the inside of yourself because there is a voice. And no, it's not your I'm a lunatic voice. It's your inside whisper that's saying, go and take your vitamins. Go outside and put your feet in the grass at 12 o'clock at night. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
absolutely. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
discernment.
this is taking the spaces for being in stillness.
Mm.
And even if
And
it's just like a few minutes,
yeah,
but just moving back inside
yeah, deeper listening.
from our, like, down from our minds into our heart
Yeah.
and rooting into the earth.
Mm.
And then just, as you said, just listening, being connected
Yeah.
to the earth and to the heavens and
And
listening.
you can hear another person's intentions when you're that silent. And that sounds weird, but you can. When you're sitting with another person in space, you can hear their intentions. You can hear what they don't say when you get really good at being in silence because you pick up on everything. And that's, some people would say that's hypervigilance. Yeah, but what's wrong with that? It's hyper awareness. Yeah, but what's wrong with that? It means that you're attuned so seriously to yourself that everything around you becomes something you're attuned to. A person's movement, a person's facial expression, an eyebrow twitch, a nose flare, a hesitation in breath, a holding of breath.
Yeah. Yeah, you're reading the other person.
Mm.
And every one of us has these capabilities.
Yeah.
We are human, just no
Mm.
one's, people just haven't told us. But we are.
We need to start telling people, you're superhuman. They'd be like, who are these two? All right, the next one is the Divine Mother. Oh, this feels very appropriate for us
Mm,
both. Unconditional love exists within me. The presence of love is the absence of judgment. Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
mm.
And this is
And I
kind
don't know about you, go on.
no, this is kind of easy with your kids, no? Because my kids are just like, I love them so much. They are just gorgeous. Even, well, not, okay, there are moments when they're not so super perfect. But I could just look at them and think, oh my God, I love them so much. My heart goes out and it envelops them in this big, big, big cloud of love. Um, and it's so beautiful to learn to
Mm,
feel emotions like that when you haven't, when you didn't grow up with having these emotions.
completely, completely. And I remember sitting at my parents' table in their house years and years and years ago, and my son wasn't eating his vegetables. And I was stressing about it. And he used to eat really well. So I was the kind of mom, and I'm sure there's plenty of moms. I made all his food from scratch. I blended everything. He had all of the vegetables and all of the fruits. I made him ice lollies from yogurt and fruits in the freezer. He had, you name it, I was doing it. And up until he was 3, he ate everything.
Mhm.
And then at 3, he decided he didn't like anything I made him. Talk about a panic. So a couple of years down the line, I'm in the doctor's freaking out and I'm like, this is ridiculous. He won't eat anything. And she looked at me and she kind of tilted her head and she was the most incredible doctor ever. Best doctor here locally and has retired. She said, Kira, aren't you the one who made everything for him from scratch? Yeah, I am. And I'm crying at this stage. And she said, and aren't you the one who makes him smoothies and lollies from yogurt and fruit? Yeah, I am. Okay, so Kira, what's he eating now? I said, well, he likes chicken nuggets and he might eat some chips and he has mashed potato and gravy and he likes chocolate. And she said, and do you still give him smoothies? I try. Well, she said, let me tell you this. She said, children take in the nutrients that they need from the food that they eat. He'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just go home and relax. And I thought, oh, you're so awesome. Because that was what I needed. I needed somebody to take me down from the madness because he could feel that madness. And of course, he's going to push back against that without even realizing he was doing it. But I went up to my parents' house and I told them what had happened. And I was sitting opposite my dad at the table, and he looked at me, and I don't know if you'll get this saying when I say it, but it really hit the mark. And he said, "Agra," and in Irish that means my love. I said, "Yeah, Dad." He said, so he's a real bog man, right? So he was a real bog man. So he talked in a real country Irish accent. So he said, "Stop measuring him by your own yardstick." Well, I burst out crying because it was one of those moments where I was coming at it from judgment rather than love. I was seeing him as I was. He should be doing this because I say so. Why is he not doing this? Because I say so. Why does he not know that he should eat his vegetables? Because I say so. And when he said that, stop measuring him by your own yardstick. It was that moment of, oh, for God's sake, like he's 5. What do I want from this child? Like he has no idea what's happening. He's growing, he's a child, he's living. I'm the mom. I need a bit of cop on. And there have been so many times through my life with Josh that I have thought of that phrase when I've been being the judgment rather than the love. Don't measure him by my own yardstick. Okay, sorry, Josh. This is,
Absolutely, because we try. I mean, the thing is, we try to protect them. You know, we've been through, you don't have to go through that. But that was a big lesson for me that kids come with their own lessons.
yeah,
We cannot take everything of them. And it's so important for them to make the experiences, to get to experience success when they go through something and they do something on their own. So that was kind of a relief for me because yes, they are souls, they're human beings, they came here for their lessons
yeah,
and they have chosen me as their mom with all my challenges that I have. And I couldn't, as much as I would have loved to be the perfect mom, I wasn't. I'm not the
yeah,
perfect mom. I'm a human being.
yeah,
And I have my challenges and I have the conditioning that I grew up with that much of it I worked on and I didn't pass on, but I'm sure loads of it I did pass on because, well, we're human beings. I'm not
yeah,
enlightened. We're not enlightened yet. So this is like, yeah, that was a relief for me. They come with their lessons. Let them find their own solutions for it.
yeah. Oh no, 100%. I agree with you. And actually, Josh came to me a couple of days ago. We were talking about kids. Now he's only 17. So, kids aren't on the cards for him anytime soon, but he's talked about it with his girlfriend and it's beautiful. It's lovely to hear him in his description of how he wants to be. And he sat and he said, "You've taught me so much." And for a 17-year-old boy to say, "You've taught me so much," and I can see what he has taken on board because I'm hearing him and I'm watching him and I'm seeing him. And I've always said to him, "You're not a mini me, you're a full you. I don't want you to be like me. You're going to be so much better. You're already so much better." And that's not comparison, that's just fly and be the absolute most incredible version of yourself. But to see him take the wisdom that feels right for him and then go and utilize it in his own life in different ways. And then when he comes back and says, "You've taught me so much, and I know I'm going to do this and this and this, and I'm not going to do this and this and this." Because again, I've always told him, if you don't like something that I'm doing, you get to tell me. I'm not going to be offended and I'm not going to be cross. Open communication is key. And then you're going to go and do it a different way. And I'm completely fine with that because you're your own person. So there are those moments where you lead from love and with love because we've done the work, we're doing the work, reparenting ourselves. I love that phrase. And then there's times where we won't be doing that. And they're a little harder.
Yeah, yeah. But as you said, it's this openness that I
Mm,
also live. I love to live that with my kids. That I say, "Oh, I'm so sorry. This was I shouldn't have done, as you said last time. I shouldn't have done that. Now I know. I had
yeah.
time to reflect on it. I'm sorry. I'm working on it."
Mm, yeah.
And I think
It's
that
a
is
huge gift.
oh yeah, and that is it is respect and appreciation, and it gives them the chance to make mistakes and
Mm,
to, well, not mistakes, but to go their own way, and maybe it's not perfect all,
mhm.
but the thing is you reflect then, and you can change your behavior if you
Mm,
if you haven't liked what you did or what you said. Next time you can change it.
yeah. Yeah, the beauty of change and the beauty of apologies. And I think often parents lead with, I expect you to say sorry to me when you do something wrong. But I don't need to say sorry because I'm the parent. And it's arse backwards. And I remember years ago, I had done something or said something to Josh, and his response was, "It's okay." And he was only little. And I turned around and I said, "No, it's not okay. You don't have to tell me it's okay. That's not your job. It's my job to understand that what I said wasn't nice. I'm sorry. You don't have to forgive me."
Yeah.
And you see his little face, what?
Yeah, but we have learned to say it's okay. People can do to us what they want. And we say,
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's okay. No, it's not.
No, no, this is so important to set our
Yeah.
boundaries.
Yeah, yeah. You get to say whatever you want to people if they hurt you. You get to say, that's not okay. I feel bad. You made me feel bad. I didn't like the way you said this. And seeing his evolution is amazing because now he never says it's okay if I say something and then I'll say I'm sorry and he'll just hold it. It's amazing. It's amazing.
And I love it when they remind me of things that I said I'm working on.
Yeah.
Because I work really hard on not interrupting people. It's a really tough one, because all these ideas are in my head. And when they talk, then the idea comes. And if I wait until they stop, then it's gone. So I'm really terrible at interrupting people. And I'm so happy that they remind me of it, because then
Yeah.
my son says, "Mom, you're doing it again. Can I please finish the sentence?" And I say, "Yeah, of course, please do." I'm working on it.
Oh my God, that's so good. You and my sister are going to get along so well because she's like that for me. She's the biggest interrupter in the whole world. And now when Josh does it, I just stop and I go, "Excuse me." And he'll go, "Okay, fine." I say, "Thank you. Thank you so much." But it's all growth, it's all learning. And especially when you get to vocalize it to somebody else and there's no offense. "Look, would you stop interrupting me?" "Yeah, okay, cool, no problem. Great, now we'll move on." I don't
Absolutely.
know if it's the
Just
same for
like,
you, but in Ireland, everyone's very, this is a generalized, sweeping generalization, but it can tend to be true. There's this idea that you you can't say too much in case you offend somebody. And you can't say too much in case people take it the wrong way. And you can't be fully truthful because fully truthful wouldn't be tactful and it also might be hurtful. And there's all these unwritten rules, unspoken rules. But a beautiful conversation is a fully truthful conversation, even if that truth is uncomfortable. "I don't like the way you said that to me. How dare you?" Or, "Oh, okay, what did I say? I don't even remember. Did I say something?" "Yeah, you said this, this, and this." "Oh, God, I didn't even realize that wasn't the way I meant it." It's opening dialogue. But I'm not sure people want to go through that effort. And it's so unfortunate because when you open that effort into that real deep, open, honest communication, you get to a point where you can say anything you want and the other person won't get offended because they know it has nothing to do with them. It's coming from you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And if we have like the attitude behind it, I want to learn. I'm not perfect yet. I want to learn. So tell me,
Yeah.
because I can't, you are my mirror.
Yeah.
I can't, I sometimes I can't see. Yes, sometimes I see the mirror in the other, but not always.
Yeah. I love it.
Hmm.
It's like people say, I love honesty. Do you though? Do you though? I do, but do you? All
Yeah.
right, the last one. Oh, the cosmic egg, the divine feminine. I hold the universe within me. I am the force of an ever expanding love.
Hmm. Oh. Oh, I love that so much. This is so,
Yeah.
it's all inside of us, and we
Mm,
are all.
yeah.
I heard this. Oh, I love Greg Braden. You know
Don't know
Greg?
who that is.
He's an American scientist who actually came from the weapon industry, but then changed and did a lot of work on ancient cultures, but always referred to scientific findings.
No.
He always brings some new findings, and he from him comes the we're all superhuman. We have so many more capabilities than we are aware of. And what I want to say?
Talking about this guy, was his name
Oh, no, no, no,
Greg,
no,
coming
no.
from
The
it?
universe, the universe. And he said last time that um, in these ancient cultures, they say we are all connected.
Mm.
We're all part of one big whole, of the one big whole universe. And he explained it with quantum physics, like with this photon that they separated, and one photon was brought to a totally different place, and they did something to to that photon, and the other one reacted at the same in the
Amazing.
same manner, but was so far away. So he explained this is when we do something to us, then it has effects to others. So if we change, it affects everyone else. And he explained it with the universe, like the what's the when the universe was what's the oh, I
The
only
big, did you, the
bang
Big Bang?
the
Yeah.
Big Bang. So there was one little particle that exploded into everything. So we are all entangled because we are all part of this one
Yeah.
little particle that exploded at the beginning. That's so amazing, no? We're all
Yeah.
connected. We are.
Completely.
And
But
if we
that's like,
change, then everything else changes. And if someone else changed, we're changed. So beautiful.
that's like the butterfly effect, isn't it? You know, if something happens in Ireland and it's felt in the rainforest in the Amazon, you know, I remember reading about the butterfly effect first, and I thought, that's it. We're all so connected between the land and the trees and the sky and the people, and it's crazy to think that we're all so connected, and yet everyone is so disconnected on a human level.
Mm.
So on the in the deep truth and the spiritual truth and the um, physical representative truth, we're all connected. But in the human realm, we're all so not.
Yeah. And when we came from love, like this particle of love and divinity, then we are all love and we are all divine. So divinity is inside of all of us.
Yeah.
We are a divine part of the big whole divinity.
Yeah, that's a good one to
Mm.
end on. I hold the universe within me. I'm the force of an ever-expanding love. I love it. I love it. I love it. I remember somebody saying, the concept of 6 degrees of separation. So if you look at the shape of a honeycomb that bees make, and it's like a hexagon, six, isn't that 6 sides? One, two, three, four, yeah, six, whatever 6 sides is. And if you think of all of the other same shapes, it is a hexagon, isn't it? A hexagon is the shape of, yeah. And so you're only 6 or 5 conversations away from anyone you ever want to speak to. So, say, for example, you wanted to speak to Elon Musk. You're only 5 conversations away from him because of this idea of 6 degrees of separation and these shapes. And I remember when whoever told me about it, and I thought that's really interesting. It's really fascinating. How do we test this theory? So we tested it on a meeting. And somebody said, well, I'd like to talk to this person. And it literally went 5 conversations. And the person was like, oh, yeah, I can introduce you to that person. And we're thinking, oh my God, that's so cool. So there is a physical, actual reality to that, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Do you
It,
like Joe Dispenza?
yeah. I don't like his voice.
I didn't either. The first time I listened to him, I was like, what's this?
No, I do love it, the concept behind it, because he works with Greg Braden also and Bruce Lipton,
Amazing.
the three of them. I love all of them, but I just can't listen to Joe Dispenza's meditations because his voice is really annoying for me.
I'd love to do one of his 5-day retreats where he puts the stuff on your head to see
Yeah,
so you could see everything wake up. Maybe we should think about going to one of them together next year.
yeah,
Be a bit of fun. Maybe his voice is different in reality.
yeah. I hope so. No, I love his story. He's an amazing person.
I met him
You?
in London, no, in Ireland, in Dublin in January 2020 at Pendulum Summit.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, he's a very cool guy. I met some cool people that year. Actually cool people, like not just because they have a big name and they seem important, but I was meeting people that were doing the kind of things that I was going, oh my God, that's so cool, that's so cool. And that was kind of around the time that I was meditating really deeply to everything Joe Dispenza. And all I kept thinking was, I want one of those doodads put on me so that I can see where everything lights up in your brain and then the stories that I was being told about stuff that happened in his retreats. Like, so one woman said, we were in this retreat and there was, I don't know, she said something like 150 people or 200 people in it. And the doors were all locked, like nobody could get in or out. And we were in like deep meditation. And he came to one woman and he said, what is it that you want to manifest? And she said, a bird. And like everyone around her is kind of going, who's your one? We're in a locked room. You want a bird? And within minutes, there was a bird in the room up on, and the bird was not in the room beforehand, and all the doors and windows were locked.
Oh my God.
And I was going, I want to be in that room. Just put me in there.
Yes, I want miracles. I love it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And another gorgeous conversation.
Yes, thank you so much.
And thank you as well. I love you.
Love you and all of you out there.
Mm.
And see you soon. Have a
Hasta la vista, people.
bye bye. Bye.
Bye.